Hi, welcome friends to my YouTube channel for another video. So previously we are working with Google Cloud for doing the RAG search and the LLM summarization. Now in this time we will be shifting our focus to Azure. So today the objective is pretty simple. So I'm just highlighting what is the objective of this particular video. So as I have already discussed with you that we will be going through a total end-to-end project as per the industry requirements. So this is the very first very beginning where we are starting this particular long journey. So this is the very first part where we'll be today focusing with the Azure cloud, and these are the high level topic that we are going to discuss by today. So as you see, you can say we will be performing brag on some PDF document and do the LLM summarization from there. So these are the highlighted steps that we are going to perform today. So this is getting the PDF data from your Azure storage, means we are going to push our data, our PDF document to the Azure storage, and thereafter we'll get the data from the Azure storage and we'll do the embedding, push the data to the Azure AI Search service, which will act as a vector database over here, and after that we'll be passing our query to the Azure AI Search vector index over there that we are going to create. Okay, so that should be the RAG for us, and after getting the output from the AI search, then we are going to push that particular output, okay, the context, to the LLM OpenAI models, okay, OpenAI chat model rather, Azure OpenAI chat model. We are going to push the summarized data to the RAG model with a question, so that we get the summarization of the context with the question. So that is the whole purpose of this particular video, but this is just a beginning of a new journey, okay, because you see, doing means if you are just looking for things like RAG, LLM, so this episode and the upcoming episode where we are going to perform some customized search based on the Azure AI search, means some kind of custom filter, so that will be enough for you, okay. But the problem here is that when we are dealing a real life situation, when we are dealing with a real life industry problem, okay, or a business solution, we are providing a business solution over here. So my objective is not to talk about only the RAG and the LLM. Rather, when the real life business scenario comes, how in the real time in the industry we are going to mitigate that problem, we are going to provide a end-to-end business solution. So when I talked about end-to-end business solution, so the objective is, the primary objective, the primary project is RAG and LLM summarization. That's fine, but the question remains, is it going to be enough? Certainly not, because when you're providing a real life solution, then you need to not only code, okay, also host your all the code in some kind of cloud native infrastructure. It can be Azure, can be Google, can be AWS, okay, you can pick any one of them, but the underlying essence remain all the way same. So we'll be dealing with in the next part we'll be dealing with component like Azure Function, where we are going to create two particular Azure function which we'll call to get the data from the Azure storage, to do the indexing and push the data into the vector database. And second, we are going to create another Azure function that can be called, you can call it a retriever actually. So what exactly it will going to do is that it will take our query, okay, and push it to the Azure AI Search to get the RAG content and push it back to LLM to get the answer or summarization from the LLM. So there we will be using Azure function. So, and when we are working with Azure function or Azure cloud or any kind of cloud, so when you are trying to host the thing on Azure function, there are several things comes into the picture. Okay, it can be your security, can be your compliance, can be your costing, can be your resiliency. All the pillars will be coming up. So what I want to say is that the business want us to deliver a solution which will read, let's say for now, the PDF data means the data. Right now it's PDF, but we can call it a data. So there should be some kind of data source for us. Right now it is the Azure storage, where user is going to upload the data, and the data will be read by our Azure function for doing the indexing and searching and push it back. So that's the whole context, and this is a long journey. Actually, we are just starting with our first episode. If you are only interested about the RAG and the LLM, you just watch the first one and the second one, leave the other parts. But if you are interested for an end-to-end solution, then watch the entire series and stay with us in this journey. So this is a very small documentation or diagram, you can say, what exactly is we are going to perform today. Okay, so as you see, this is will be our Azure storage. So we are going to push our PDF in one of the blob, one of the container, and those blob will be read by a function. Let's say it's an indexer. Okay, it will read the PDF. Okay, embed the data. Okay, with the help of OpenAI embedding, we are going to use text embedding thick small for this model. Okay, once the embedding has been done by the indexer is going to push the data to the Azure Search, where our vector database will be, our vector index will be. Now when the user will fire a query with the value of the key. Now if you want to know what is key, actually we'll discuss it later. As we progresses, we'll see what is key. Okay, now what will happen, there will be another Azure function. Let's say for now it's called a retriever, which will retrieve the data for us, okay, for the user. Now it will do the same embedding with the same embedding engine that, when we are pushing the document, we are using the same embedding engine. Okay, so same embedding model. So it will again do the embedding with the query. Okay, and this particular function retriever will search to the Azure AI Search to get some kind of RAG data output for this particular query. Once the data has been retrieved, the function again push back that context with the question to the LLM, which is nothing but for us is ChatGPT 35 Turbo OpenAI model, another model over here. Okay, and it will get the summarization, and retriever will retrieve it, push it back to the user. So that's a small flow for today. Let's keep this rolling. So let us first go to our Azure. So as you see, this is my resource group where I will be creating all my resources. For now, to make this process much faster, I have created couple of storage account over here. Okay, and one Azure Function, one Azure Service Plan, SP. Okay, so these are the resources that I have already created, but going ahead I'll be creating other resources like the Azure AI Search service. Okay, and all the embedding model, retriever model, chat model, etc. all I'll be doing over here. Okay, so keep watching the demo. So this is our storage account, where let's see what is the storage account. So this is our storage account. So let me go to the container first to see what is the PDF data that we are holding over here. As you see, so focus on this particular container over here. It's called PDF. Okay, So I have 3 PDF on generative AI and the agent. Okay, so 3 PDF are here. You see the sizes. I am keeping the size small because when we do the embedding and do the tokenization, the cost will be getting involved. So if you are doing some kind of demo or some kind of practice, okay, make the document, try to make the document in low volume, and that will save you the money. Okay, now if I go over here, so you see there is another container is called PDF archive. Okay, for now let me delete all the data from this PDF archive. This has a purpose. Okay, so if I go to this particular documentation, you see there is a 2 container. One is called PDF and one is called PDF archive. Okay, now the purpose is that once the indexer function will read the PDF document from this particular PDF container. Okay, so and process the document, push it to the Azure vector database, right? So after doing that, do you want to keep all the PDF that has been processed to the same PDF folder, same container? Of course not, because we don't want to reprocess it, right? So obviously, but we want to keep the documentation, right? We don't want to delete that. So that is what, after doing all the indexing, this indexer function last job will be, take PDF, process PDF from this PDF container and push it back to the PDF archive container for the future references. Okay, so that is how we are going to remediate. We are not going to process the same data more and more if we run the indexer. Okay, once the new data is available, then we can run the indexer, or indexer can be an automated system, or time trigger also, Azure function that can run once in a day or twice in a day. Okay, so that's the whole objective over here. Now, so as you see, I have some kind of PDF data in this container. Okay, and objective is that once the vector database has been created and the embedding has been done and the vector database has all the data, then all this particular PDF will be pushed back to the PDF archive container over here. Okay, now let's move to our resource group. So as you know that we are using this particular resource group for this particular training purpose. Okay, now let's quickly create our all others Azure resources that are needed for this particular application to work on. Okay, so here is our Azure AI Search. Okay, that's act as a vector database. So we'll be needing that. Let's create that first. Okay, let me go and create quickly the Azure AI Search. But when you are creating this kind of services in Azure, there are a couple of things you need to remember. Okay, so you see I don't have any kind of Azure AI Search over here. Okay, so I am creating this particular AI Search. Now I told you this will be acting as our vector database. So let's first create it. For the resource group, we'll be picking our resource group. Okay, for the service name, I'm sticking with this kind of service. Let me copy it from here. Okay, I don't want to write every time. Okay, now this location, this is actually important because all the services and all the things is not available to every location. You have to remember that. Okay, what I mean by this, once I create the model, I will show it to you. And about the pricing. Okay, you have to remember all the thing about the pricing also. So let us create, see, for this particular location, this particular service, it is available on South India and Central India. Okay, now this is the pricing tier. Remember, this is our training, and when you are practicing, always check for the pricing tier, because you can be charged more and don't want to go with the money, right? As you see, if I pick up the standard, okay, so indexes will be high, indexer will be high, that's fine. Okay, data, my data volume will be high, but the question is, this is only a training purpose, right? Or in your case, that should be practice. So you don't want those kind of heavy resources, right? And it will cost you in INR. You see, I'm from India, so I'm talking on INR. Okay, that is around 20,000. Okay, so lot of money. Don't waste it. Okay, go for the free one. Absolutely fine for the practice. Okay, now next is a scale. Leave it. We don't want to scale it up. Tag. So always put a tag over here, because tags are something that will keep the track of the cost also. Okay, so this is the training, right? Okay, purpose is my training. Go for the review. Okay, and create it. So what exactly we have done? We have created our Azure AI Search, means where our vector database will be. Okay, now couple of things. Once this has been created, go to the resource. Okay, so your index will be coming up over here. So there is absolutely no index for now. You can give the data source from where you are picking the data and create the indexes with the indexer from here also. Okay, so there are a couple of options like Azure storage and all the things. Okay, Azure blob storage, where you are keeping your data. I can go in this way also, means I am putting my data in the Azure blob storage. I can do this particular automation, but the problem here is that I will not say problem, but rather I don't want, because I want to have absolute control over my index creation. Okay, that is what I am going to run my code to create the index from the storage account. So I'm taking control, every bits of control in my hand, in my codes. Okay, so that is why I will not do anything on Azure portal right now. Okay, so only I have created my AI search service. That's it. Now couple of things. Go to the overview. Okay, you see the URL, right? This is important. Let's pick this URL and put it over here. Okay, let me make it okay, now it looks good, right? Okay, so URL is this one. Fine, first information we have got. Okay, now under settings, go for the key. Okay, so these are the keys, so copy it, one of them. Okay, copy to clipboard. You can regenerate, and also you can show it. Okay, anyway, so let it be here also. We'll need this information to communicate to the Azure AI Search from our code base. Okay, so these things has been created. Okay, so let's mark it on green. Okay, fine. Now this is our vector database. Okay, so that's fine. This part we have completed, this particular part. Okay, means resource creation is complete. Okay, now you see the embedding, because as I told you, when we are pushing this data to the Azure AI Search, we need to embed the data. And if you don't know what is the embedding, please watch my previous video when I talk a lot about the embedding. In my previous video, I will put a link over here also. Okay, so embedding is nothing but PDF will having the textual data, right, in a text format, but vector database accept the things in a numerical format to store the data in a vector vector space. Okay, that's a n-dimensional array, you can say, or it has an n-dimension, means as a human we can only consider three dimension, x, y, z. Okay, those are the coordinate for us, but vector database has n number of coordinates, so the data will be represented over there. So that is the purpose of the embedding. Now let us, so for this particular embedding that we are going to apply with our data, we need someone to provide us the embedding, right? So in Azure, that will be done by the Azure OpenAI. That's another service that we are going to create right now. Okay, so let's move back to the Azure portal. This portion has been done. Okay, so I will just and refresh the resource group. That should be over here. Yeah, you see that has come up. Okay, now let's move back again to the Azure portal and create our OpenAI service. Okay, so this is the Azure OpenAI service. So it's just top of Azure AI Search. Okay, you remember we created Azure AI Search. Now we are going for the Azure OpenAI. Okay, now remember this is a service. Okay, now the service, see, this particular embedding is done by a model. Okay, so for our purpose we are picking up text embedding this small to reduce the cost and all the things. Okay, so this is the model. So the purpose is that this Azure AI OpenAI service will act as an endpoint for this particular model. So obviously if you are picking this model is not available to every region of Azure. That's the tricks over here. Okay, so how do I know that where the model even exists, which region? Because I need to create my service on that particular region, then the model deployment will happen from the Azure AI Studio. I'll show you that. Okay, so this is the if you are interested, okay, then you can come down over here and see where it exists actually. So these are the couple of things, links are here. So index a limit, Azure OpenAI service, where it exists or does not exist. So let me refresh it. Okay, as you see it will be coming up. Okay, so okay, give me 1 minute, I'll show you all the things. So as you see, these are the regions. Okay, so we are looking for a particular model over here. Okay, so choose a region. Now come down over this section. Okay, so this document where it said that standard deployment model availability. Okay, now if you expand this particular table, okay, so as you see we are looking for text embedding 3 small, right? That will be our target model. Okay, now see the availability. Okay, so these green dots, green checks is the availability of the model. Okay, so as you see it's available on Canada East, East US, East US 2. Okay, but for other region it is absolutely not available. So that means if I want to create my Azure AI service, okay, OpenAI service, to deploy this particular model, then my Azure OpenAI service should be at that particular region where the availability of the model exists. So in case that should be Canada East, East US or East US 2. Okay, now go to the Azure portal one more time. This is very important to understand. Okay, so let's create this particular service first. Okay, Okay, now resource group will remain the same all the way. Okay, region, that is what exactly I was talking about. Okay, so you see Canada East, East West and East East 2 are the location where the model for the embedding that we are going to choose even exists. So let's stick with East West. Now give us a name of this particular service. Okay, just hold on, let me pick up. Okay, so this is my service. Okay, now again, okay, fine, it already exists, it is not allowing me to pick up. Okay, let's append it by 1. Let's say, yeah, it's exists. Okay, so in our case that should be 1. Okay, fine, no problem. Yeah, now this is the pricing model. Okay, now always whenever you are creating the Azure resources, if you are not absolute sure what is the price that you are going to pay, please have a look. Okay, now this is the pricing table. Okay, it's on Azure calculator, as you see. So go to the pricing tier and to understand what is the price that you are going to pay for this particular activity. Okay, always check for that. Now I'm happy with my pricing tier for this demo purpose. Okay, I will click on next. Okay, now this is the networking part. Okay, now for this particular demo in the first episode, I'm not going to go for the base security on Azure. Okay, that should be coming up by some kind of VNet integration. We'll deal it. If you want, I continue the show. Okay, once the Azure infrastructure has been set it up properly, all the function and all the things will be coming up. Okay, we'll be creating our own VNet. Okay, and try to integrate all our things into the particular VNet to make the environment more secure. Okay, for now, for this particular service, I'm allowing all the network, means from any direction of the internet, that can hit my Azure AI Search service. Okay, or OpenAI service, but that is absolutely not recommended when you are working with a particular company or production. Okay, that's absolutely not recommended. Okay, it should be under some kind of VNet. We'll work on that, but maybe in the upcoming episode, not for today. Okay, if you want to know, just keep watching. Okay, fine. Now let's review and submit. Let's hope that Azure is going to give us the particular resource or particular service that the Azure OpenAI that we are looking for. So this is the deployment is going on. It will take around 1 minute, something like that. It's very interesting to see what is being created. Okay, so you see we opt for a resource. Okay, that is the name of the resource. What is the type of it? It's a Microsoft cognitive service. If you're familiar with Azure, you know that Azure AI Search service was previously named as the cognitive search service. Okay, behind the screen it's even the same, they only change the name on the top actually. Okay, anyway, so let us go to the resource. Okay, so as you see, our resource, what service we are targeting, has successfully been created. Okay, now here few information you need to copy it. Okay, now under the resource management, you see there is the option called key and endpoint. Okay, so you need this particular endpoint because it's a SaaS. Okay, software service, right? So obviously that's the endpoint that we are going to sheet. So let's make a note of it. So we have created this particular resource. So the endpoint is this one. Okay, go to that. Now copy one of the key. You will need this information. Okay, once you are running the thing from your code. Okay, So this part is also complete. So we have successfully created this particular part. So mark it as green. Great going, right? Okay, now what next? Let's go to the Azure portal. Now, as I told you, this is one of the Azure OpenAI service that we have created, but it's absolutely blank. It has nothing actually. Okay, if you call this endpoint, it will do nothing. So it needs a particular model that behind the screen it is going to use for a particular purpose. That's the objective. Okay, so here you need to click on this particular model deployment. What exactly model we are looking for? As per our documentation, we are looking for this particular embedding model. Okay, so let's deploy our model. Okay, now here you see manage deployment. Once you click it up, it will, the above URL is going to be changed. You see, from portal.azure.com it's move on oaiazure.com. so this is the Azure OpenAI Studio where we deal with the model. Okay, so now here are a couple of options. Now you can go for this model catalog to see whatever model exists on Azure. Okay, so you see this many model exist on Azure. If you are not sure, you are coming for the very first time, you want to do the embedding, you are not sure which model should I pick up, something like that. Okay, so here you can have a filter. Okay, let's say you are picking up the embedding. Yeah, I'm interested on embedding, I want to pick a model which can embed. Okay, so Azure has 3 embedding for you. Okay, one is text embedding T small, one is text embedding T large, and one is text embedding ADA002. Okay, now if you want to understand what they even mean, there are documentation around it. Okay, and you can click if you want to just let's say I'm picking this particular model. Okay, and it says that what is it. Okay, so you see this latest, this is the meaning of this model. Okay, and earlier model was text embedding ADA002. Okay, so I'm picking up this small model, a larger version exists with max output dimension of the vector data will be high. Okay, means dimension will be high, but I'm not going for that. I will stick into this particular model that will be fulfilling my demo purpose. So hit on the deployment. Yes, I need this. Okay, now here is the thing. See what happened. You see, this is the deployment name, we can customize. Okay, but it picks up the current Azure AI resource. Okay, why it has been picked up? Because we have only one resource and it is on ECS where the model exists. Okay, if you unfortunately create your Azure OpenAI service in the previous step on a different region apart from East US to East US and Canada East, okay, then it will be showing an error over here that we could not find any Azure AI service that can deploy this particular model. Okay, that is what picking up the right region is very, very important. Okay, so this is our model, this is our model name. We can rename, if you want you can rename it. So let's say we are saying text embedding. This is our model name. Okay, a model version, yeah, it will be auto updated. This is standard deployment. Okay, yeah, we are sticking with that. So just hit the and content filter. What is the content filter? If you wanted to know about, you can click it. It's kind of default rule what Azure is going to allow and not allowed. Okay, so means what kind of word selections are. Okay, so I'm just going to click the deploy. So we have successfully deployed our model. Okay, now here this is the key of the model. Okay, so and this is the target URL for the model. Okay, now this information is important. Just keep it handy. I'll show you what is important over here. Okay, when we are doing the code, I'll definitely going to show you why it is important actually. Let us also copy this particular information. Okay, why not? Fine, absolutely fine. Okay, so we have successfully created our model as well as our Azure OpenAI service, and the deployment happens. Okay, so these are all the information that you can see. Now if I move back to my Azure portal and refresh the resource group, okay, and click on my this particular service, OpenAI service that we have created. Okay, and so if you unfortunately close in this particular window, actually let's say we are in the Azure AI Studio, okay, but I just close it down. Okay, how do I go over there again? Then click on this particular model deployment. Okay, manage the model deployment. Again it will be redirecting you to the Azure AI Studio. Okay, where you can see now it shows that this particular service already associated with a particular model. Okay, now even if you want to delete it, it will not allow you to delete this particular Azure OpenAI service. If you want to delete it, you will say I am associated with a model, I cannot delete it. Okay, it cannot be deleted. So the information will be coming up at any point of, you cannot delete it. If you want to delete this particular Azure AI Search service, then you have to go this particular deployment, delete the deployment first from here, then come back over here and delete the resource. Okay, fine. So I'm moving back to the resource group one more time. Okay, so we have created also this one. Okay, this model creation is also complete for us. Great. Okay, now what next? See, this far is fine. Okay, if I pause this video over here, then I will be doing the RAG search only. Okay, but I want the LLM summarization also, right? That is what I need, another model to cater these things. Okay, so for me the model I'm going to pick up is GPT-3.5 Turbo. So obviously it's a new model, so I need another Azure AI service over here. Okay, so just this is my resource group, I'm closing it down. Okay, now if I move back to the Azure one more time, let me create another Azure OpenAI service for me. Okay, go here, same process. So that is what if you are working on Terraform or something like that, this will become a less painful experience. Okay, so again, now this time I'm targeting a different model, right? So I'll be only verifying the region, but for this particular demo I will be sticking with ECS. Okay, so let us give a name. Okay, let's pick up name. Okay, try and one exist. Okay, now this is a standard thing that we have done already. I'm not going to waste my time over here. I will just quickly purpose and fit the training over here. Next, review and input. We'll be creating quickly another Azure OpenAI service. That's pretty fast and pretty quick by Azure. Okay, so what exactly we are doing? We are creating another OpenAI service to host another model, that is our chat model. Okay, I will show it to you. Once the resource deployment is complete, I'll show to you. Okay, done. Go to the resource. Okay, come down in the model deployment. Okay, okay, let's copy this information first. This is the endpoint of the service that we have created. So let me paste it first over here. Fine. Then I will copy the key information because I want to communicate with this one. Okay, let me paste the thing. Okay, again, this is not a good practice for production scenario. This has different story altogether. You can create your Azure resources such a way so that you do not need to use this particular keys to communicate. Okay, so come down over here, manage deployment. Click on the manage deployment. Going quickly right now. So for this I will do a deployment again. So here is two things. Okay, deploy your base model or fine-tune model. I don't have any fine-tune model, right? So I'll be sticking with the base model. So which model I'm going to pick up? Which model? Okay, I will pick up this. Okay, this is the model. If you want to learn, click on this link. You will have a lot of information. Okay, so the purpose is the chat. Okay, okay, fine, everything default. Okay, here we are asking for a chat model. Okay, this is the name of this particular model that we have created, we have deployed. Now click on the URL, copy it over here. Why it is important? Again, when we are going to code, I will show you why it is important. Fine, copy this one also, put it over here. Fine. Now let's do one particular thing. Okay, so this portion is all we have just completed. Okay, now go to our documentation. This one also we have successfully created. So I will mark it, background color on green. Okay, fine. And this model generation is also, deployment is also complete. Okay, now let us move back to our code. Okay, we have all the information, and if I show you my Azure portal, okay, come down over here. Yep, I'm in the resource group. If I refresh it, you see what kind of resource has been created. Okay, as you see, I have a couple of resources over here for now. And if I group by, so this is my app service. I leave it. These are the Azure OpenAI. We have created two Azure OpenAI services. Okay, function app, leave it for now. Okay, so this is a service, search service we have created, cognitive search behind the screen. Okay, and one storage account. That should be it. Okay, now let me show my how do I code against it. All right, so this is the total Python code. Okay, so I have written it. Again, the purpose is to reduce the time. Okay, I'm going to explain you what is happening in every step. So friends, we have completed creating all the Azure resources for this first part. Okay, now in the second part, in the upcoming video, this is the code base where all the Python code has been written up. Okay, and we'll see how we are writing those code, what configuration that we jot down over here, how we are going to use it and communicate to all our resources, means Azure AI Search, OpenAI services with the model, do the embedding and run the query, get to the retrieval and retrieve all those values corresponding to it. Okay, so that will be coming up on the next part. So stay tuned, stay focused, And if you like my videos and all the things, please click on the like button, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, press the bell icon to get the regular notification. Your support will boost me to keep going. Thank you.